What it do, everybody? Give me a couple minutes to go ahead and send out some invitations, and we'll get the show started. All right, man. What a fucking night of fights yesterday. It was one of those nights where I get home and I'm asked, "What's wrong with your voice?" Fucking lost all of it, screaming after that damn co-main event with that BMF title. We'll get there though. Yeah, huge adrenaline dump after that one. I'm sure everybody in the stadium felt a hell of a lot worse when it came to that one, and the fights that came after that. But hey, Gaethje Holloway, we kind of knew that they were gonna give us a show, right? We'll start off from the very bottom. Can't miss any fights when we're talking about UFC 300. Such a great fucking card. Of course, we're going to be talking bets and what we personally cashed on, what the line movement looked like, what the lines that hit big were. But when it comes to the opening fight, former champion versus former champion, Davison Figueroa versus Cody Garbrandt, it was always going to be Figgy, right? Like, I know there were some Cody believers out there, and it's kind of hard to be a Cody hater. I always respect how he was always coming out with that Maddox kid, the cancer kid, and when he finally won the belt, he gave it to him. So, you, I wasn't gonna be mad if Cody did win, but Figgy is Figgy's a special guy, man. Um, Went ahead and finished the fight in the second round by submission, and first things first, what the hell was up with that? Handstand kick that Cody Garbrandt's throwing. There's no way in hell he's ever practiced that in his life. He threw that handstand kick because the bonuses were 300,000. Said, if I can land a fucking handstand kick, that bonus is guaranteed. And yeah, that was nowhere near close to anything. Dude almost got his own head kicked off. But he was having a little bit of success on the feet too, besides that weird ass kick. The the grappling of Figgy was just way too much. The ability to get it down, find a lot of control there in that first round. Went into that second round, did the exact same thing. Finally got it to the ground. The sub defense was by Cody held up to hit us that over 1.5, which thankfully I did bet on that one. And then yeah, that was at minus 180. Lines that you could have hit that would have cashed Figgy inside the distance minus 125, of Figgy by submission plus 350, submission in the second round plus 1,300. That was a very juicy line if somebody got to that one. um and then Figgy in the second round in general was just plus 365. I know Cody doesn't have the best resume right now, but at this point, Figgy turning down Rob Font in a pretty dominant fashion and now finishing Cody Garbrandt, like he's got to be up there for a title shot soon. Maybe one more fight, but he definitely deserves it with the history that he brings into the division, coming up from 125, and these two performances, especially it being on 300, a highlighted kind of fight. Yeah, if Figgy's ready for a damn title shot, if he can get one more win. On to the next one. Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Over 2.5 was always the play. Bobby Green with the knockout over Grant Dawson is kind of like very, very fucking rare. We know he's the decision machine. And then the submission over Tony Ferguson, that was in the last couple of seconds. That still would have hit that over 2.5. Jim Miller, the way older guy, all of his finishes are coming up against people that are just probably didn't deserve to be in the UFC. So it was going to be very hard for him to get a finish here. Over 2.5 was pretty much a lock at minus 130. Goes the distance minus 110. Another just easy, easy one to play. I have it listed as minus 110 due to the split strat that I'm always writing down. But uh, but I think when I saw it, because I was really thinking about getting it, it was at plus 100. So a little bit of movement came in on that line. What's going on? The status all open mic. Just throw
Yeah,
your hand
you
up.
just call me sad. It's just sad.
Just
Um,
sad.
yeah, dude. Yeah, I've got another account that I usually am on, but I'm suspended on it. So I made this one because I couldn't post about 300 all week.
It happens. It happens.
But yeah, I got paid on Bobby Green too. I got paid on Bobby Green. I lost it later in the night, but
You
it's one that
know,
hit.
thankfully, I think just the hype of 300 got to me, and I stopped betting at the Yuri fight. Um, so I ended up with plus 4 units. But yeah, I would have probably lost it as well, man.
Yeah,
Like,
unfortunately for me, dude, I dropped all of my fucking parlays when Jalen Turner lost,
oh
and then
yeah,
I chased the rest of the night, and I know that was stupid, but it was
no.
300, dude. I was having fun.
Yeah, I was really stuck in between. Like, I'm not gonna bet anything. I'm just going to enjoy the fight, or I'm gonna bet every fucking fight, and because it's 300. And luckily, I found a happy medium. Right there for right off the bat, I hit a good three leg that put me up a little bit with over 1.5 on Figgy, over 2.5 on the Miller Green fight, and over 2.5 on the Andrade Marina fight. So that was pretty good. But yeah, it's props that we could have hit for that Green fight. I mean, just Green by decision was plus 145. That should have been an easy one that I wish I pulled the trigger on.
Yeah,
Go.
that's one in hindsight that I wish I'd have seen as well.
Yeah, and that's why we try to look at these props that did hit, because one thing that I've been echoing since we started the show is it's always worth just to put a little bit on the highest likely outcome. Don't overthink it. Bobby Green's gonna win a decision. He does it all the time.
My I know you guys have like a strategy and it's been working, and I follow your show too. But if I'm looking at a prop, I generally play the minute of finish as like my longer shot.
Do you play the what?
Minute of finish.
Well, what book do you get that on? I don't think I've seen that
I
before.
play on FanDuel,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. They give you a
but
bunch of extra shit.
yeah, they've got some wild ones. Like I said, minute of finish, and then it's any round as long as it finishes within that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool though. Um, yeah, no, the strat at this point, because I do it every week. Um, if you don't know, it's if you look at the goes to split line and it's plus 400 or lower, it's usually pretty safe on the over, especially if you see it goes to the distance line in negative money. Yeah, the strat did. It only got four wrong on predicting the whole card correctly, and on two of these, like Moicano and Turner and the Figgy Cody fight, at 1.5, it was pretty fucking easy to take that over. So four wrong, I kind of count those two as like those we should have seen coming. But what's going on, Aussie? Did you have anything on these first two fights?
Yeah, fellas, how's it going? Um, yeah, I did, man. I had Cody in the first round. I got him at plus 300. I was kind of already thinking of betting at plus 250. So when it got to 300, I just had to play it. Unfortunately, he looked good in that first round, but Yeah, Figgy's a beast, man. Once he gets going, he's going to be competitive with just about everybody. And the second fight, I had a bit of Miller by sub at plus 700. Never had a sniff of that. He looked kind of good in the first. He got Bobby a bit hurt a couple of times, but Bobby Green's just an absolute veteran, man. I thought maybe because Green had already been, slept lately, like what was it, December? He got KO'd 2 or 3 times in one fight. Um, but yeah, no, nothing early, no early bites for me, mate.
Yeah, I did put half a unit on Miller by KO because I was just saying, man, who fuck it. We know Bobby is taking a lot of damage. He's on a KO fucking streak right now. Or I believe he was on 2 KOs, right? Um, I was like, we'll take a stab at it, just half a unit, and didn't really hurt since I won that early parlay. But next one, I was about to hedge because, like I said, over 1.5 Cody fight, over 2.5 Miller fight. The over 2.5 on the Andrade Marino was gonna cash out the parlay. I was about to hedge on that under 2.5 just in case some freaky shit happened, and thankfully, Bet Online locked the plays and didn't get to hedge. But yeah, Andrade Marino goes to split to plus 275. That was another good one. I personally thought Andrade won 2 rounds pretty clear, but somebody did give it to Marina. Goes the distance minus 115, and then Andrade decision plus 250. Did y'all get anything on this one?
I had her in the parlay that got busted.
Oh yeah. With Turner.
Yeah, I parlayed the prelims and I parlayed the main, and neither one paid out anyway.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
get to.
I had a little bit on Draj KO as
The
well,
only
but
fights I missed though were the Jalen Turner fight and the Max Holloway fight. I had Gahey all the way. I lost most on Gahey.
oh, I thought you meant you missed the fight. Oh, you mean you missed the bet? Like you did, your bet didn't cash, or you missed the fight?
It didn't. No, the bet didn't cash. The bet didn't cash.
Oh, okay, yeah, but you didn't miss the fight. Okay,
No, I
because
wasn't.
that would have sucked, man. You missed that fight. Holy shit.
Man, I guess since we're talking about missed fights, I was fucking fighting with illegal streams. We were in round 7, going at it, and I missed most of the fucking Oliveira and Sarukian fight. I only got to catch that third round, so that's definitely one I'm gonna have to rewatch. So yeah, on to that next.
Yeah, definitely rewatch that and let us know how you scored it because I had a lot riding on Oliveira there and I thought maybe he got it,
I
but
I've seen a
yeah,
lot of
very
the
biased.
highlights. I saw a bunch of tweets on the after that first round saying that Oliveira won it. I haven't looked at the scorecards to see exactly how it was, but we'll get to that one. Right now, we're pulling up on that damn parlay buster because I know you weren't the only one sad. There were a lot of people that were on Jalen Turner, and for me, when it came to the breakdown of this fight, it just was Moicano loves to get hit. He loves to lean on that chin, and Jalen Turner hits fucking hard. So I kind of thought Jalen Turner was going to be a lock there too. And this was that fight that, Jesus, juicy ass fucking props when it comes to this one. So Moicano inside the distance plus 325. That one was pretty all right. Moicano KO plus 1,800. Moicano in round 2 plus 1,000, and Moicano round 2 knockout plus 4,000. Another thing that I just gotta say is when you see these odds that are just so dumb like that, throw $5 on it or something, like, because that is plus 4,000 is just ridiculous. And I know everybody was saying that Moicano's best, like his path to victory was gonna be getting into the ground and getting that sub, but we know, man. We know that if you can get it to the ground, you can get that sub. You can probably just keep top position and pound them out until they quit, and that's exactly what happened with that Turner fight. Uh, it's all hindsight, but I hate seeing those numbers and just being like, why didn't I throw fucking $5 on that bitch? That was $10 wins 400 for a round two KO. That is absolutely ridiculous. Personally, I didn't have gotta open the account here. I didn't. I don't think I had anything on this one. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I had some um, Moicano money line, and I had Turner KO round 2 or 3. So I was very excited when he didn't finish him in that first, but then totally shit the bed in the second. And like you said, that Moicano KO line, I can't believe it because I played it when he fought Drew Dober, and I didn't play it here. Like that's just one of those system plays. You got to play it till it hits because it's gonna hit. Like the reason he hasn't had many KOs is because so often he really beats someone up on the feet and then finishes them with a submission, kind of like Cerrone used to do, like knock you down or whatever, and then finish you in a choke of some kind. But yeah, that KO was been live for him in a few fights. I'm really bummed I didn't play it this time because you're not going to see it at this price again. Um, but yeah, he like you said, these jiu-jitsu guys, man, they get that top position. If you're not giving up a choke, they might just pound you out. And yeah, that was definitely the value. Would you say it was 40-1 in round
Yeah,
two? Like
round two plus 4,000.
that's
Yeah.
I hate it because that's such a bet I would normally make, and I just didn't even look at it. I even had what's his name, Turner KO 2-3, and I didn't even look at those props um, for him. So yeah, that pissed me off a little bit. Just I don't know. There was so much on this card that I just kind of that's just one of those bets I didn't look at that normally I probably would have.
Yeah, and I get all these lines from Bet Online. So they're pretty fucking stingy when it comes to giving you good odds on other books. It was probably way better, I would assume. Um, yeah, same here, man. Just looking back at these for getting ready for the show, I see that and I'm just like, come on, man. Throw $1 on the bitch. Fuck it. But throw $1 on the bitch. You're gonna get 40. Yeah, but I didn't have anything on this one. Like I said earlier, it was a pretty light card for me. At this point, I cashed a parlay, two props, and I put in one more parlay that we'll get to right now, and fucking died on the last leg. But like I said, we'll get to there. We'll get to there. Next one, Diego Lopez, man. A lot of people were doubting on the boy. Well, from what I'd seen, a lot of people were thinking Sadiq was supposed to be the favorite, more skilled fighter. And well, Jesus Christ, Diego Lopez, if he doesn't give you any time to get started, the boy's going to finish you and finish you fast. These are one of those where like you kind of should look at the lines and everything and just kind of know. Let me just take inside the distance because it's gonna save you a lot of sweat, and you're gonna make money. I say that because Lopez inside the distance plus 100, not the juiciest odds, but at least you're getting plus money on there. A knockout plus 255 to end the fight in round one plus 250, and knockout in round one plus 500. So I mean, you weren't getting a lot of fucking plus money on that knockout round one. So between these three lines, you kind of just say, fuck it, let me hit the inside the distance. And I guess we all kind of knew that that was going to be his path to winning, right? He wasn't going to win a brawl out decision. It was going to be Diego finds that meme submission or knockout, and that uppercut, I believe it was the uppercut from the clinch, just shut Sadiq out, and he didn't want no more about it. Y'all get anything on this one?
Yeah, this was another one I really didn't have much on, but I did have the Lopez. I had him by sub. Like you said, it's one of those bets where you just pay double and just get inside the distance. There's no need to get cheeky and think you're clever and picking a KO or submission. You just get the inside the distance. Whatever you're going to bet on sub, should have put double down and just got the inside. But man, he made it look easy. He won a lot of fans. He did what he was meant to do on a big card. Um, Kind of sucks for him he didn't get that 300,000 because he could have used it a lot more than someone like Yuri who's had the belt and all that. But like Dana says, keep him hungry, keep him fighting, keep him busy, and that's exactly what Lopez is going to do. He's gonna get fast tracked a little bit now. They're going to give him his most favourable matchups, all the way up to the top 10. That who knows, they might have lightning in a bottle with this kid. Um, but really good jiu-jitsu. I was a bit, I was definitely leaning more towards the jiu-jitsu, more towards the submission, which is why I had money on it. But going forward, it'll be, yeah, just inside the distance, man, inside the distance, and he's going to get favourable matchups. So, yeah, he's going to be the bet going forward for sure.
Yeah, I know he asked for Mavzar. I don't think they're gonna give him Mavzar. They're gonna fast track him, but they're
They're going
gonna
to save him from
yeah,
himself.
yeah. Um,
Yeah. So don't worry, we got your next three opponents all lined up, mate. Don't be calling no one out on the mic.
and he's kind of showed us now. It's like, yeah, the submission is a threat, but to finish Sadiq like that with the hands, yep, just take inside the distance. Don't overthink it on any of his fights anymore. So the next one was first leg of my parlay to end the night. I took a five teamer with Kayla Harrison, Bo Nickel, Weili Zhang, Max Holloway, and god damn it, Jamal Hill. That one hurt because later I'll say how I doubled down and took that money line too. But Kayla Harrison, damn. Looking at these lines, just looking at them back once again, of course, it's hindsight, but the writing is somewhat on the wall. I kept on saying to myself, it's decision. It's Kayla by decision. I don't give a damn what anybody says about her. She went to a decision with Aspen Ladd. She's not going to finish Holly Holm. I know Holly Holm got finished by Misha Tate by submission, but that was a long time ago. That was in the fifth round. Myra Silva just happened to snatch up the neck. Kayla Harrison is not going to win inside the distance. But looking at the lines, Kayla Harrison inside the distance minus 110. We got a better inside the distance line for somebody like Diego Lopez instead of Kayla. That's kind of crazy for me looking at it. Sub plus 215 to end the fight in round two plus 400, and to end the round or end the fight in round two by submission plus 800. Just once again, not getting the highest kind of money that we usually see. So, like I said, looking at these lines, writing was on the wall. My dumbass just was thinking, there's absolutely no way Kayla's gonna finish Holly. Holly's way too good, and Kayla fucking made it easy. I was kind of sad earlier in the week. I had said if Kayla's going to, or if Holly's going to get finished here, it's time to retire. At 42 years old, it's time to retire. Um, she got finished, man. I don't really care to see Holly anymore, and that's because I like her. Anybody else got anything on this one?
Yeah, so just really quick, I think a couple months ago they did announce that Holly Holm would have like an extended fight contract, and I don't know about now, to be honest with you. I mean, after seeing that performance, just hang it up. And you've had a great career, Holly, but I mean, why have an extension at like 41 when you did it, or at least 42? But I don't know, it's a long shot for that.
I would assume, pending on where she's at in her contract, they'll give her like three more fights or something, but just to like keep her on the contract. Supposedly, they've got healthcare now as long as you're a signed fighter. It'll probably be something like that.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more. As long as you're a fighter, you're still getting those sponsorships as well. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if we never see her again, but she doesn't officially retire. I don't think they're going to give her some, amazing send off that she probably deserves. But um, again, yeah, I had the sub prop here in this one. I thought that was really good. I got it way better than you. I got it plus 310, which was kind of crazy compared to the odds you were saying. Um,
Yeah, super
but
nice.
yeah,
Good
she
shit.
this is her division now, man. There's like pray for Rocky Pennington, man. I mean, you got to hope she gets nothing done in those first 3 rounds, and her gas tank isn't good late again at this weight division. But besides that, I think every girl is toast. You're not going to see these kind of odds for her ITD again, I don't think. Especially now we're talking probably 5 round fights. I assume she gets the title shot. And yeah, that's probably it for Holly Holm. She had a pretty decent career, man. She got that belt, headlined a bunch of fight nights. I mean, say what you will about those cards, but she got paid. She did really well, and now she's 42. It's definitely time to call it a day, I think.
So I did also just talk a bunch of shit about her retiring. Um, but actually, last night I said after the fight, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Don't retire. She's got to be getting paid at least 150 to show. Former champion. She's been around for quite a while now. At the least, I would assume she's getting paid 150 to show, just flat. Um, fucking just fight. Who cares? Fight Julia Avila if I said her name correctly. Like get a win, get a loss. Who cares? Just go out there and I think that's probably why she will keep fighting and why she didn't take the gloves off because she I would imagine she's making a pretty good check to even in this fight not take much damage. But there we were with that first leg of the final parlay. Kayla Harrison straight. On to the next one, man. Looking back earlier today, looking back at this card, I was just like, man, we had no decisions, and then forgot that Green went to decision, Andrade went to decision, even fucking Oliveira went to decision. I was like, man, we had no decisions except Aljo. That Aljo fight absolutely sucked, and man, I used to be the biggest Aljo fan because of he got to beat Jan, and y'all know me, I'm a big Peter Yan hater. Um, this one really didn't do it for me, man. Like, I was glad I kind of called it pretty good when it came to the breakdown, and Aljo brought it up himself. His striking is a little more sophisticated than people tend to think about, and with the striking takedown threat, it kind of nullified the striking of Calvin Cater. Calvin was just thinking way too much, allowing Sterling to get in on those body shots and then go for the takedown. But as somebody who I would say is an Aljo fan, man, that one really it really put all of us to sleep just watching it because good control. He looked hella strong. He looked big. I remember people saying that Calvin was 5'11" and Aljo's 5'7" or something like that, and that the size is gonna matter. The size didn't matter. If Cater is a damn big featherweight, Aljo's going to blend into the weight class pretty damn good. But damn, he did not win himself any favors when it came to this fight. Lines that I just have: Sterling by decision plus 150. To another one where you should have said like, "Fuck, that's his way of winning." If he doesn't find the sub, just fucking bet that at plus 150 and goes to decision minus 160.
Wait,
I've said, go ahead.
so yeah, was Aljo by the? I mean, there's live odds, but was Aljo an underdog to start the fight, or was he favored?
Favorite.
Yeah,
Oh
he
wow,
was a
he was
favorite.
favored. Jeez, that's
I locked
crazy.
in at Aljo at minus 172 on the money line, and I thought that was a huge discount. That was my biggest play of the night.
Oh, and he only got bigger. Like he that line didn't go down if I'm correct. I want to say he closed
Yeah,
around
no,
minus
yeah,
one ninety.
yeah, a lot of smart money came in on Aljo. I kind of missed the boat as well. I wanted to get to his money line, but it had already moved so much. I ended up donating some more money on a sub. But yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. I know he didn't look good on this card. The big 300. This was his spot. He got real excited at the press conference when they said $300,000 bonus, and he never
Yeah,
tried to get that
but
money.
I mean, it's not like he didn't
He's
come through
getting
though.
memed
Right?
for that one already. Like
I saw. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He was the only winner of the card that didn't get a post fight
I think
interview.
Andrade
Yeah,
didn't
we
get
were
one
Neither.
saying
either.
that the whole. No, it was only him because they went through it afterwards. They kind of snubbed him, in my opinion. They had plenty of time.
Oh, they were angry at him. Yeah, for sure. They had. Imagine if that was a war. You think that they wouldn't have
I don't know.
They wouldn't have interviewed him. Of course they would have. It wasn't a time thing, man. It was a
Especially
fuck
for a
you thing.
former champ, dude. He had the belt.
Did
It's
Jessica
crazy.
Andrade get one too? I could be mistaken on that one.
Yeah, Andrade got one for sure.
Oh, that sucks. Yikes.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was an intentional snub for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder whose call that was. You reckon Dana texted somebody fucking do not
He
interview this
said
prick?
Joe, don't
I
interview him.
wonder. Yeah, yeah.
Pick
That's
up,
so
yeah, pick
dirty.
up your check and get out the door, right?
No, don't do it, Johnny
Yeah,
Walker though.
yeah. He's not going to get a favourable matchup moving forward. I don't think.
But you
I
know
Oh,
think
what?
they're going to punish him for this.
Looking at the rankings though,
who's next?
I didn't think that there was a lot of favorable matchups. Like every fight, when it comes to his style and this weight class, I think they're all just pretty uh, tough fights all the way around. Like we got Tapuria, Volkanovski, Holloway, Ortega. I would love to see the Ortega fight. Yair Rodriguez, you'd say, is the only favorable matchup because of the big disadvantage on the ground. Movsar Evloev, Arnold Allen, Josh Emmett, and then we're back to number 8, Calvin Cater. But fuck, even give him number 10, Bryce Mitchell, or Giga
Oof.
Chikna. I mean, Giga
Mm.
Chikadze, but I think he probably just drowns Giga.
I would unless Arnold Allen doesn't have anything set up, I would go Arnold Allen. That'd be kind of a cool fight with Aljo. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably going to be able to do what Cater couldn't. But Cater looked
He
terrible too. I know he's coming off a layoff, surgeries or whatever, but
That's true. A little ring
he never got
rust.
going. He
Little ring rust.
Yeah, little ring rust. He the maybe the moment got to, I don't know, but yeah, whatever it was, he never got going. He looked terrible too, unfortunately.
I think it's just how like sloppy yet the volume that Aljo throws, the little feints, you know what I mean? Like I really do think that his striking is underrated. And I said it in the breakdown. He's not going to win a striking battle with Calvin Cater. But when you add it up with everything else, it's just way too much to think about. And Cater was probably had some ring rust and was really slow thinking about everything.
Looks like the next matchup that I'm hearing for Calvin Cater is Barboza. I wouldn't mind that one bit. That'd be good.
I mean, Barboza's coming off of a win, man. But it sucks that he's a former champ, came out, had a dominant win, and they probably will make him fight down, right?
Oh, Cater.
Oh wait, were we talking? Were you talking Cater or
I was talking about
Aljo?
Calvin Cater versus Barboza.
That would be a sick fight as well.
Yeah, so at least Aljo's in the top 10. Because, yeah, like I said, he'd probably fight Arnold Allen. If not, because I'm hearing Josh Emmett versus maybe Volk. I mean, does Max Holloway sneak in the top? Does he sneak in number one, though? That's the thing.
I don't think that they're going to do the. I don't think they're going to do the Volk rematch.
No, hell no. Oh, versus Topuria?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. No.
No, Max gets next after that performance. If you can't say to the boss, um, this deserves what else do I have to do to get a title shot? This was it. He did everything. He's going to get it. It's just timing and everything. I'm sure they can figure it out. Something in Spain or whatever. That's the fight to make. Is there
It's
anyone you'd rather see
no.
fight Taporia than Max? That's what they're going
It's
to
in
do.
August. It has to be in August because uh, Topuria just fought in Feb. Max just fought now, and like the timelines maybe match up in like August, if not September.
Hold up, real quick. Cade, can you speak?
Yeah, my bad. I was having difficulties.
No, I was just trying to figure it out because your request kept on popping up, and even after I accepted you, don't worry about it. Um, yeah, so it's got to be Tuporia versus Max. Like Volk's got to take that backseat, and you know what? Get your health right, man. I had been saying fucking give Josh Emmett to Volkanovski and see. That's a good style matchup, I think. Like he should be able to style on him, And if he does get hit and doesn't fix that damn head movement, Volk is probably going back to sleep. That's the fight to make, in my opinion.
That's a big jump too from like uh I'm looking at the rankings right now from like 1 to 7. That's kind of a jump.
I mean, are we gonna give Volk fucking Mavzar Evloev? Like, there's a lot of people here in line here now. Like, you take away the dominant champion, and now Brian Ortega is off a win, and he can get a shot. Max seems to be undeniable. Mavzar Evloev, I don't like the fucker, but he's pretty undeniable as well. Like, Josh Emmett coming off of a fucking crazy win. Like, shit,
Oh yeah.
it's pretty tough.
I mean, don't do as long as you don't do Volk versus Ortega. That fight's pretty much don't do that yet. Don't do that one now. Because
That's true. Yeah, we don't need to see that.
you
And I
don't.
think
Well,
they
not
kind of,
yet.
I think they were kind of setting up the whole Spanish versus Mexico, Ortega versus Ilya thing in Spain, but Max gets to do whatever the fuck he wants after that
Yeah.
performance.
Just catapulted himself to a basically a lightweight championship or even featherweight. I mean, lightweight is not good right now. I mean, we'll save it when you get there. But I'm just saying that like it could have been a lot better instead of running it smoothly. And since Justin Gagey took this opportunity, he had a lot to lose.
So let's get to the main event already.
Okay, fine.
Yuri versus Rakic. I don't know how y'all were, but I don't know how I feel about Yuri for one. It's kind of corny, but it's also dumb enough for me to absolutely love it. I was against him, and then they posted that video of him the night before just standing outside the arena looking at it, and I was like, "Yep, I love this idiot. He's just as dumb as me. I love this fucking idiot." Um, Jeez, man, but that was a tough first round. The thing that me and my friends kept on saying while watching it was Rakic didn't fight a bad fight. He won that damn first round pretty handedly. I know Yuri did have his moments, but the leg kicks were fucking brutal. It was one of those moments where I was thinking like that leg is done. It's toast. It's wanting to give out, but this fucking samurai just keeps on walking forward and isn't giving up. And after that first round, I told my friend, I said, live bet Yuri. When you look back at it, Vulcan had good success against him. Reyes had good success against him. Glover beat him for 4 rounds, basically. He just keeps on getting it done. I don't know what the live odds were at that moment. He obviously didn't go ahead and take that advice. I wasn't betting at that after that, but I would like to see what the live odds were after that first round because I'm sure you were getting Yuri at some pretty great for good money. And dude just walked through him. The pressure fucking just got to Rakic, and the leg kicks went away. And he decided to just swang and bang with Yuri, and Yuri took some nasty ass shots directly right on the chin, and it looked like there was a little buckle here or there, but you can't tell with his weird ass herky jerky style. And continued to walk forward, found his shot. I absolutely love. We saw it in the Anthony Smith fight against who was it, Bogdan maybe? I love when a fighter gets hit so hard that they turn their back and they don't know where the fuck they're at. And that happened with Rakic, and Yuri just threw his ass to the floor. Um,
Yeah, he was doing the hokey pokey for a minute when he got
he
hit
had no
in
clue where he
that
was.
second round. He was spinning around. He was playing heads down, thumbs up. He took him back to his shoulder. Didn't know where he was.
So lines that I have for that one: Yuri inside the distance plus 135, Yuri knockout plus 165, Yuri in round two plus 600, and Yuri round two knockout plus 615. Another one where like I make my bets really late. Most of the time I'm putting them in right before the fight starts. I'm not one of these guys that tries to chase close COV. But I really want to start paying attention to these lines because between inside the distance and KO only being a 30-point difference, and then round two and round two knockout only being a 15-point difference, I don't have what the subs were, but to me, you look at that and they're saying that this is you're hitting that sweet spot. Just fucking hit any one of those damn lines and you're gonna be cashing between, like I said, what was it? 135, 165, 600, 615. You're throwing darts and you can't miss at that point. Anybody have anything on the Yuri fight?
I played his money line as well. This was back to back for me. I was feeling good after that win, but I locked in at minus 108.
I
So
was about
almost
to ask
even money,
who
even
was the
money.
fave.
It was pretty even the whole time.
Yeah, this was my kind of get right spot. I'd already lost a bit of money coming into this with a few money lines, but I was really high on Yuri here. I wasn't seeing what everyone else was seeing with Rakic. I really thought his only path to victory was the leg kicks. I've seen a lot of people saying he was, going to take him down and all this stuff. But if you watch his fights, like he doesn't really get the takedown that often. He got three against Justin Ledet. He got one against Ozdemir, one against Yarn. And in that Yarn fight, it wasn't really a takedown. He kind of just caught a kick and followed him to the ground. So, yeah, I didn't really see that. I really seen Yuri kind of doing what he wanted in there. But that first round, man, that leg was so beat up. It was unreal. You can maybe throw Narco a request to see if he wants to come up. He was actually at the event. I'd love to hear what he has to say about it because what a bloody live event to go to, man.
So I've been thinking about this next matchup for Rackage. Why not throw Khalil Roundtree in there? Hot take. No.
I mean, Khalil's.
Yeah, no, that's right. He needs to get busy. He can't just fight every 2 or 3 years. This is his time to get back in and get busy. So, yeah, he needs another fight quick. I think get back on track.
And Roundtree looks or are you talking about Rackage too?
Yeah, Rakic, man. I
Okay.
mean, he's coming off two losses, one injury loss, and then obviously this fight. He looked good in round one, lost it in round
Yeah.
two. Yeah, he needs a step down, a serious step down, and see if he can get his game back together.
Yeah. And look at Khalil Roundtree too. I mean, like against that knockout against Anthony Smith where Anthony was like in chicken legs. I mean, like that was probably before the Max Holloway knockout. That was really nasty. That was a nasty knockout.
What I'll say about that matchup real quick is you got you got to kind of love that we just saw Rakic fall to pressure and power, uh, just stay in your face kind of shit, and that's kind of what Khalil Roundtree does. But I'm gonna pass it off to Trace, and then Trace pass it to Cool Danny.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw it back. I know earlier in the week that I gave out in the group chat the Kareem Silva plus 122. I know you were kind of looking at that as well, Usman. You see the lines already starting to move in our favor.
What do you mean? Like Lipsky's a bigger favorite?
No. Like Silva's already starting to move towards favorite money. She went from 122 to 114. Not huge movement, but it's already starting to come in on her. So yeah, I think that if you were still wanting to get some value on it, should probably jump on it now if you were gonna bet it or not.
Yeah, kind of
I
hit.
got 2 units on it.
Yeah, kind of hate to hear that because I just said that I do not do early bets and everything's the night of the fight. So I'm probably gonna end up taking Kareem Silva at minus money. Or I might just I was gonna say I might take Lipsky, but that's not gonna happen. I'm not rocking the boat. It's always gonna be Kareem Silva every single time she comes out because that's been hitting.
You got to rock the fro, baby. If you rock the fro, you a baddie.
Cool, Danny, go ahead, brother.
Yeah. Greetings to everyone. Actually, I wanted to point out that the live lines on this card, some were actually very funny. Like during the Yuri fight, I got during when the guy was kicking him and all that, like I saw him 3-1, so I just pressed the button. But I was like, if this guy is not dead, you know. This is the kind of fighter that can always do something. So, but when he got, I just pressed the button. But when he got the kill, I was like, wow, that was that was one hell of a fight. So that's just what I wanted to say. Well done.
Oh man, I'm glad you bring that up because I'd completely forgot. There were a couple fights where I did want to live bet. I wanted a live bet on Bobby Green after that first round. I wanted a live bet on Sterling just because kind of looked like it was trending that way. And yeah, no, you're talking about funny live bets. Bet Online didn't let me live bet the whole fucking night, or the couple of times that I tried. I got in there and they just didn't have the fight listed on the live section, or I'd go to click and already locked, already frozen. So yeah, there was a lot of funny shit going on when it came to the live bets.
Check
Anybody
the
else
group
go?
chat. Check the group chat real quick, Usman. Dude, did y'all talk the Holloway fight already? Like how? I mean, I know
Whoa,
we've
whoa,
seen the
whoa,
I know
whoa!
you've seen the point down a few times, but man, like how that dude just delivers over and over again. Like I'm
Hey,
not
hey,
gonna
hey!
harp on. I'm not gonna. What's up, Bubba?
Pump the brakes! Pump the brakes! We're gonna get
Getting
there,
there?
bro.
Okay, okay. I didn't know if you talked it already. My bad.
No, no, no. We're gonna work our way up. We'll get there. Um, yeah, man. I did just mention that. So responsible driver here. I was picked up from the function by my wife, and she goes, "What? What's up with your voice?" It's like you don't know what I just went through right now, screaming at the top of my fucking lungs. I sounded like this. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Well, you went there too. You
Oh
were
no,
live,
no,
right?
no. Just at with the homies and all that.
Oh,
Um,
oh, Jesus.
He's
no,
just a
no.
screamer everywhere he goes.
Yeah, hey, come on. We'll get there. But after that fight, come on. You knew I was going to be screaming my fucking face off. Let's go on to the next one. We're on to the main card. Opener, Bo Nickel. Not really going to get into it that much because for me, it was kind of a letdown. But let's look at these lines. Bo inside the distance, minus 1,000. What the fuck is that? Like, I get it, but also Bo inside the distance, minus 1,000? Bullshit.
What
Sub minus 135, round two plus 265, and then submission in round two plus 650. So if we're, I think looking back at this, if he's gonna fight anybody with some sort of grappling defense, we know Brundage did have a wrestling background. Maybe put a little bit on the second and third round finishes if you're betting on Brundage, because the first thing that came out of my mouth when that fight finished was I don't like Khamzat Chimaev, but Chimaev probably finishes Brundage in the first round, and if we're gonna use that as a measuring stick, Bo needs some work. I hate the fluffy call out because it doesn't seem very good for him, but I love it for Fluffy. And if we're gonna get a plus 400 on Fluffy, I'll eat that all fucking day.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that's that push to superstardom our boy needs.
yeah, like, and you know what? With the he called out Fluffy and Kopylov. With those call outs, I'm actually happy with him. He's not gonna be some crazy ass that's like, give me Adesanya now. No, he's calling out a ranked guy or
Reasonable step ups, but they are
yeah,
step ups.
yeah, for sure. Like I kind of liked all that, but fuck, that fluffy fight will be a hell of a lot harder than people might expect. Dia, I
Yeah,
think you put your hand up first.
Bo's definitely not Dagestani.
Yeah, so I mean, it's an interesting fight because I mean, if you the fluffy fight, I'm looking at the rankings right now. He's 12. Chimaev at 11. Hermanson at 10. Yeah, I guess it works. I mean, like he's like Sean O'Malley too, where Sean just started like way early, just probably taking people from non-ranks, and I don't remember who his first ranked opponent was. I don't remember at the top of my head, but he's basically on the same trend to do so. Once he gets like within like big name territory, like uh maybe he beats Costa or somebody, and then like you start to wonder like, well, this guy's actually legitimate. Okay, yeah, we know he's like 5-0 with what, like, I think four finishes. I could be wrong about that, but still, like, once you start finishing big names, hey, we might see like a top dude in the middleweight division. Hard to believe.
Yeah, real quick, I just really don't know where we go with this one. I don't even think maybe the next step is a ranked fight because you don't want to give this wrestler who's trying to work on his striking, Chris Curtis. You don't want to give him Kyle Bahalo at 15. Uh, the most reasonable sounding fight there is Paul Craig. And yeah, everybody's willing to shit on Paul Craig, but do you want Bo to take him down and catch a broken arm off of some fucking meme shit? Hell no. Connor,
You can
go
give him
ahead.
Hermanson. Hermanson's, you can get that fight's fine too.
Well, really,
What about
Craig's
Misha?
the problem, man. Because Craig's the kind of guy that he's going to go out there and swing and bang, like because he's not afraid to get taken down. And like we've seen, Bo's defense isn't completely there, man. Like he could get caught, and like for Brundage to be able to hit him pretty clean, you could tell he didn't like it. Like he's still not used to getting hit yet. Paul could present some problems for him too.
Yeah, real quick, Aussie, before I pass it off to Connor. I thought about Mearshart, and even that, like, definitely a winnable fight, but I mean, Mearshart is the guy that they use to prop up future prospects. It's just I don't know, man. Maybe I'm looking at it too hard for fucking Bo Nickel. I thought he would really smoke this guy. Connor, you put your hand down, bro. Pick it back up and say something.
What's up, y'all? Yeah, I didn't think. I don't know. I was kind of torn going into this fight. I thought Bo would probably run through him, and I was kind of with the group of people that was kind of annoyed that he was on the main card, especially given all the great fights there before him. Um, I think there was like some pros and cons to actually how the fight played out. I know Bo didn't like that he didn't destroy this dude, but I mean, he got into the second round and got some, you know, had to overcome some grappling adversity. So I think that's good for him. And then this was supposed to be like a super easy fight squash match for him. And then the people that were complaining that fight was on that type of fight is on the main card ended up being a bit not back and forth, but went longer than it probably should have. So I think there were some pros and cons, but I kind of agree with Usman. I don't think that he should fight somebody ranked. I think fight somebody that's just a little bit better than Cody Brundage. Maybe a style type matchup that uh, can work on Bo's deficiencies and whatnot. Because like Bo's not gonna like to hear that, but he's just I don't know. He needs a little bit more, and that's okay. I mean, he's young into his game, you know.
Give me Sad, Average, and Trace.
So I had Bo in the parlays that I was playing, but I did fire at Brundage last second at like I think it was 850 to plus 850 or something, dude. It was crazy. Obviously I lost, but whatever.
Yeah,
How about
that. Go. Sorry. Go ahead, Average. Go ahead.
so make your point.
No, I was gonna say that parlay moved on to that damn next leg with Bo. Uh, like I said, we already know who the loser was that fucked me over on that one. Go ahead, Average.
I'm not too sure that Bone should necessarily have a rank guy next. I was thinking this yesterday. What about Chris Weidman? Be a good name on his record. Everyone knows who Chris Weidman is. He's got the experience, and Chris is coming off a win, although disputed. I think Chris Weidman would be a good fight for Bo Nickel.
I'm not
That
opposed to
sound
that.
Yeah, that sounds like a great fight because Weidman, although old, he has the veteran, and he's got wrestling up his sleeve too. At least maybe enough to turn down some of these takedowns, and then we get a striking fight. Man, that's a good matchup. I really like that. Trace.
All right, so hear me out. I have 2 points now. The Weidman fight, I think we see the juice Weidman that we see from last fight smokes the Bo Nickel we just seen. I mean, in all reality, like he looked Wyman outside of the eye pokes, or he did look good in that fight, man. Like he looked revamped. He looked young. He's definitely juiced. And there's no ifs ands or buts. But yeah, he looked great. And as far as Connor, when Connor said earlier about Cody, um, oh shit, I lost it. Go ahead, Usman.
He ain't going to be no minus 2,300 against Weidman. I'll tell you that. I don't care how old Weidman is.
Yeah, those lines would be interesting as hell.
Oh, I got it.
But
I just want put him in with someone where he's going to be a minus 300. You know what I mean? Like no more squash matches, no more. He's got no chance. Just put him in with someone where it's going to be expected somewhat close, and we'll kind of be able to gauge him from there. But I'm done seeing him at such an enormous favourite. Let's get him in with a bit more competitive fights.
Trace and Connor.
Yeah, so back to what I was telling Connor. He said about how he was not Cody, but Bo was upset that he didn't run through Cody. I mean, he just got a reality check, was really what it is. I mean, he realized that as he's going to progress, he's not going to run through people. There's going to be fights where he gets the decision, and he's not always going to be this crushing force and he's going to have to come to reality with that because he's always just used to succeeding, and he has to this point. He's crushed everybody he's been put in front of him, and yeah, he did beat up Cody Brundage in the long run, but it just wasn't the dominant fashion that he's used to. He got a reality check, and it's also just going to be something that he's going to get used to moving forward to, and that could be something that he struggles with his mindset.
Yeah, I agree, and I just want to piggyback off what Ozzy said too, because I don't really want to see him in any squash matches either. I kind of want to see him be tested, but that's sort of like the blessing about what this fight showed is like you don't really know going forward. I mean, I'm sure you could give him like an absolute scrub and that'd be a squash match, but if you give him somebody around the Cody Brundage like range, it's gonna be like hard to see what is a squash match and what's not. You know, like it's just like what Trey said, it's like a reality check. He's brought back down to earth a little bit, and I think I'm not sure if it'll make it easier or harder to match make for him, but uh, yeah, it's just gonna be. I would just like to see him fight sort of in that range. You know, I think they could tailor fights to make them more interesting than just a glorified squash match.
If they're smart, they give him like a striker, like a pure striker or mostly a striker with some run game, just to kind of give him that clear route again. That way he can kind of build off of that. But I don't think like if they give him the Hernandez fight, they're giving Hernandez the rub is all that is. Because dude, he's not gonna ragdoll Hernandez. Like he might in the first round, but you're not gonna out wrestle and out cardio that dude. That dude is a freak.
Yeah, and lastly, all I'll say about this is at the end of the day, it did end up being a dominant win, despite it not getting finished there in the first round. But just some bad optics, man. I'm not gonna sit here and tell Bo how to wrestle or anything. The dude knows what he's doing. But I think there was just those two moments where he went in, shot in on a takedown. That I mean, like I said, he knows all the intricacies of getting that takedown. Kind of looked a little sloppy, and then Brundage grabs him and fucking throws him to the fence and shit. It was like, damn, we all think Brundage is not good. In my opinion, Brundage is all offense, no defense, and he kind of looked good showing some fucking defense out there. And I don't know what that says about Bo. But on to the next one. Like I
I
said,
almost thought that he got his UFC shot because of his wife, man. Amanda Cooper, if y'all remember Amanda ABC Cooper, that's his wife. She's a former UFC fighter. Like there really wasn't much hype behind him coming in the UFC other than like, oh hey, this is Amanda Cooper's husband. That was pretty much how they introduced him. So yeah,
Wait, Brundage?
I had no clue Brundage was married to Amanda Cooper.
yeah.
Really? Huh. Wait, hold on. Let me backtrack really quick. Wait, let me backtrack really quick. Was she the fighter or whose coach who said something?
No, no,
Uh,
you're talking about Angela Lee.
No, Amanda Cooper was. I'm pretty sure she's a former tough contestant.
Yeah, blonde
yeah.
hair.
Okay.
She's the one that didn't want to shake hands with Mackenzie Dern, and then Mackenzie Dern put a whooping on her.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
like, that
didn't
was Mackenzie Dern's knockout when she missed weight by like 15 pounds or something like that.
yeah
Oh
Like
yeah,
she
she.
missed
Oh
huge.
yeah.
didn't ABC lose to Tatiana Suarez on Tough? Isn't that who
Was
she
Oh
lost
dude, I
to?
mean hell yeah, Tatiana Suarez is a monster.
Yeah.
Suarez might be it for the next title shot. Let's just say that right now.
That's the biggest test for Whaley right there, man.
That'd be kind of interesting. She's huge. Suarez is huge.
So I kind of touched on this earlier. There were three title fights this card. Potential for 15 rounds of just championships. Me, I had 4 5 round fights in this card, mostly because I was going to hell and back fighting these damn illegal streams throughout the whole Charles Oliveira fight, and missed the first round, missed the second, most of the second round. Uh, got to glitch through the third round. So don't really have much to say about this one. Armin by decision plus 325. If y'all got that, big ups on y'all because I would have never saw that coming. I thought it was going to be Charles getting the finish, or he's going to get finished. The only thing I have to say about this one is me and my friends were fucking jumping up, screaming, thinking that Charles had put fucking Armin to sleep in the last fucking minute. And I know there's a lot of damn jujitsu nerds or tryhards on Twitter going, "You don't know how to defend chokes. You just got to go limp and relax a little bit." And it's like, of course, yes, we've seen that a lot. But the dude laid down on his hand and went completely flat. And in the heat of the moment, I'm freaking out. I'm yelling. I'm running around. My homeboy is yelling, "Charles, put him to sleep." And I'm still looking at the TV and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. He didn't call the fight. It's still going on. And then fucking Armin starts kicking now. That was heartbreaking as hell, only to go to the decision and seeing people on Twitter give Charles the first round, third round. I personally didn't think Armin did a lot of damage from the top, and the choke was it was pretty scary there at the end. I'm not gonna. I need to watch it properly to give an actual scorecard, but hurts that Charles lost. Trace.
Bro, I jumped out of bed. Like, I mean, my wife are in bed. Bro, I jumped out of my bed, in my underwear. I'm humping around, hopping. I'm like, he got him. He got him, baby. No, he didn't, man. I thought I catch my round one or two submission prop for Oliveira. Uh, no, but I hit both lines. I hit the round one or two sub prop for Charles, and then I also hit the Armin plus 325 unanimous decision prop on FanDuel. I put a unit on that. I figured that is either gonna be done early, or he was gonna win a unanimous decision. So I did cash on that one. I did think that Charles could have won that. I mean, he did have the more, like, he ended two of the rounds in tight chokes, man. He had him in the third round with the anaconda, and then he had the head and arm choke that, or no, the arm bar slash triangle choke. Like, just in a round that was kind of close, it had ups and downs in both. I just thought it could have swayed, but I did think Armin won that fight. But yeah, I wouldn't have hated to see a split decision on that fight either.
D.
I'll say that a coulda, woulda, shoulda moment. Had there been 20 seconds, 15, whatever, might Charles get the finish? But I feel like it was a little interesting. Like, is this it for Charles Oliveira? I mean, he's coming off. I think is he one in he won one and then he lost two in his last three fights. Yeah, because he lost to Islam. He won against Benny, and now he lost against Arman. So where does Charles go from here? I really just wonder that too. It's just like, do you put him against Gagey, who just lost two? So we don't know where Charles is gonna go. This is a hard one for him.
Connor, I'm gonna let you go because I'm about to rant. So go ahead, take that.
Yeah, I just want to touch on the fight. I thought it was a pretty, you know, pretty good fight, and I thought Armin fought pretty well. I had Charles. I picked Charles to win going into the fight, but
Yeah.
um, I just noticed throughout the fight, especially on the feet, I thought that's where Charles would do a lot of his best work. But Charles, when he's not fighting a grappling heavy guy, he can't get off his clinch like strikes like he does against like Dustin and Justin and Chandler and all the other dudes he ran through on that win streak. But you couldn't do that against Armin because Armin would just attempt to take him down and whatnot. Uh, but yeah, I thought Armin did well. I thought he, especially in the second round, landed those nasty elbows and showed a lot of guts fighting on those chokes and whatnot. So shout out to Armin. I thought he deserved to win. And just to touch on D's, uh, where's Charles go? I'm not sure. I still think he can probably beat a lot of these dudes in the division. I think this was if this was 5 rounds, this might have been a different fight. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it's necessarily the end though for Charles. I think he rattles off a couple more wins and he could just be right back to where he's at now.
Yeah, so first off, I'm not taking too much into account on the loss because I mean we know Armin is pretty fucking good. He's shown some good striking. He's shown some good grappling. He's able to hang in there with the top five and top two. We know he can fucking go the distance with the champ. So not taking too much out of that one, but I'm gonna be ranting about this fucking lightweight division until all this bullshit cloud is all the smoke has settled because a fucking Volkanovski moving up on fucking weeks notice really threw a wrench in so much bullshit. I joke around a lot about Gamrot being the GOAT and whatnot. But whether he would have won or lost when he was going to do his job as the backup fucking fighter for that fight, he would have been out of the talks. But let's be honest, he's on a 3-fight win streak. Gamrot deserves it. Justin Gaethje, he deserved it. I don't there are rumors and all that shit about Islam faking an injury, which fucking didn't help Gaethje's cause and made him take this fight. After this, we'll get into the Max fight, but between that fucking performance, I don't give a damn. Give Max whatever he wants. If he wants the 155 title, give him the shot. He deserves it. Charles Oliveira, fucking, he was on that 11 fight win streak, loses to the champion, comes back, gets another win. He could have easily gotten it. I don't like Armin Sarukian at all. He deserves it now. Like, there are so many people in line, and we're going to fucking give it to Dustin Poirier. Like, not even being a hater. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Islam is already waiting. Dustin doesn't deserve this shit. After beating a 12 ranked fighter, 2-2 in his last fucking four, and having multiple shots before this, it's super annoying. There's so many good fighters in this division, and I completely understand number one contender matchups and having people fight each other to beat each other out of getting that title shot. But fuck, man, just let Islam fight somebody in his weight division. Let him fight people that actually fucking stay here and deserve the fucking shots. Deserve is a loaded fucking term when it comes to the UFC, but Jesus Christ, man, this pile up at 155 really sucks ass. Connor, you had your hand up first, and then pass it to D.
Yeah, I agree with Usman. I think first off, like Dustin is my favorite fighter by a country mile. Nobody even comes close. But I try to stay consistent. I don't think he deserves to fight for the belt either. I think the UFC really screwed up. I don't know why they did the matchmaking the way they did, having Justin, Charles, and all of and Armin fight on the same card, knowing that they probably wanted Islam to fight in the summer. That I mean, maybe there's someone smarter than me that can give a better explanation, but I just don't know why they log jammed the top three contenders that could easily fight for the belt next, but they're all fighting on the same card. That just doesn't make sense. Um, but yeah, Dustin had a great win, but I don't think that. I mean, even Gamrot. People like to. I know people like to punish people with not great styles that aren't entertaining or whatever. But Gamrot's on a 3-fight win streak with some decently good competition, but they're gonna overlook him, even when they had him as the backup fighter. And I agree with Usman too. Having Volk step up again on short notice, just to completely throw a monkey wrench in all this. It is such a shame that like this is how it's being played out.
D and average.
So I'll just say that when you look at the Dustin Poirier versus Islam fight, it's just like it's more for Dustin to get his last hurrah in there, if anything, than for Islam's gain. Yeah, you finally get your chance to fight a actual lightweight in what 2 years or so. But besides the point, let's see if Dustin gets this win, and if it does, it's gonna rattle everything else. So, yeah, going back to that point, Volkanovski did throw that monkey wrench in there, screwed up the whole lightweight division. But like, uh, maybe Charles was one win away, fine. Or if Justin Gagey, if he were to win, then yeah, he would have been next. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm convinced that if Dustin Poirier is on it, I might even roll with Islam, even if I am a Dustin Poirier fan. A little undeserving, especially when you defeat like BSD, who's like what, like he's like 9 or something like that. Still, I'm not sure about that.
So the whole Volkanovski thing isn't necessarily his fault. You know, he got offered a fight and he took it. You know, they had the whole thing that makes me so frustrated is they had a backup and they never used it. That's what threw this whole thing into a loop. The whole matchmaking since then has just been, ridiculous, as you guys have said. For what it's worth, they offered last night. They offered the fight to Armin, and he said no. That's why according to his manager, that's why they offered the fight to Poirier. If I was Armin, I'd say no on that shorter notice too. To be fair.
Yeah, you're already hearing reporters talking about pressure tactics to make sure he takes the fight, or if he doesn't, it gives them an easy out to just go, yeah, we're gonna give it to Dustin. Last thing I'll say about this is, for me, I kind of hold these records. I put them up on a pedestal. Um, to me, I will always say BJ Penn is up there as one of the best because nobody's beaten his record. Everybody has tied it. Frankie Edgar tied it. Benson Henderson tied it. Khabib tied it. Of course, everybody's gonna say Khabib's the greatest. To me, hey, he only tied it. He didn't break the record. There is not a new record set. And it really fucking pisses me off because we've kind of seen this Dustin fight play out in the Khabib versus Dustin kind of scenario. Of course, every fight's different, but now we're kind of giving Islam a easy door to break the record. And Volkanovski twice, and Volkanovski is a great name, but 145er. Dustin Poirier kind of matchup that is pretty. It's pretty easy for him considering the grappling deficit between them two, and he's gonna stick around and get one more win, break the record, and then now everybody's gonna talk about him being the GOAT, which I don't mind. It just sucks that he's gonna break the record in this way because of all the great names that have only tied the record and not broken it. Connor, finish this one off.
Yeah, I agree. I also think the only people or entity that's at fault here is the UFC, because I know D said that they want to do a solid for Dustin, or give him his last sort of shot at the belt and whatnot. But that fight, he's coming off of one win, and if he just wanted to wait, they could have just made it later. Like, all they needed to do was give Charles, Justin, or Armin, say, hey, fight Islam in June. One of you guys do that, and then this problem wouldn't be here. But the UFC back themselves in their corner, need to stack this 300 card, and shout out to them because that's the card was great, but this was their matchmaking, and this is their fault. I know Volk, he took the fight on short notice, but Volk's gonna do what he thinks is best for his interests. The UFC could have offered it to Gamrot. He was the backup fighter, and he weighed in. So I think this is the UFC's fault. It's unfortunate that they are doing it like this. I know, the Usman said, the word deserve gets thrown around, and maybe sometimes it's not like, yeah, it's not used all that often, but Dustin, favorite fighter by far, but just isn't as deserving as the other guys, especially after Armin winning. Yeah, yeah. Max could even be in front of him too. Why not?
Average. Last
I
word
just
on this one.
got I just got a question for you guys. Is this worse or the same as Colby getting the shot against Leon?
Absolutely worse. Absolutely worse.
Is this
No, wait,
worse
no.
than
Colby's is
Colby
worse.
getting?
Colby's is worse. Colby's is worse. Let me correct
Colby's
myself.
worse because he
Yeah.
waited
Everybody
versus
knows.
Dustin's like activity rate. That's a oof.
So look. I made a post about this. Um, Kobe's should be worse because he just fucking sat around and prayed on his damn title shot to come, and it fucking came. And it kind of pisses me off being a Gamrot fan that the whole oh Kobe deserves it because he fucking stepped in as a backup fighter, but Gamrot doesn't get his chance. But God, man, like I have nothing against Dustin Poirier. I'm not his biggest fan, but the dude always gives us fucking great fights. I can never complain about that. I just hate the fact that it's like interim title, title shot, title shot, BMF title, and now another title shot. It's 5 of his last 10 fights are title fights. And it just kind of just rubs me the fucking wrong way and it annoys the shit out of me.
I'm looking if I'm trying to remember. Sorry if I'm interrupting. If Conor McGregor was ranked in the trilogy fight with Poirier, I'm trying to think about that.
I don't know off the top of my head, but I
Yes,
would
he was.
assume
He was
so.
He
ranked number
Yeah,
5.
I would
he was
assume
ranked
so.
5. Okay, dang, you gotta because that was 264. Because the interesting thing is, did he get a title shot from there? Didn't he fight Charles after that? He did, didn't he? Yeah, he did. He did. Oh, that's weird. All right. I mean, I guess you beat Connor, and obviously you get a title shot. But what happens then?
Okay, now, Connor, last word. We got to move on to the real main event.
Just to clarify, Dustin had a win against Dan Hooker before the two Connor fights as well. Um,
Yeah.
but the reason why I think Colby's is worse, um, because we all think like we all named. Well, I'm gonna get some hate for this, but Colby stepped in on fighting, beating. He beat Jorge Masvidal, who was on a two-fight losing streak, and then went on to retire. While Bilal is on a 10-fight unbeaten streak, while Shavkat is on the rise and had great win or had good wins. At least he was, undefeated and whatnot and ranked. But Bilal is so clearly the deserving contender. They're not skipping over somebody uh, in the lightweight division due to circumstances. Because like Armin and Charles just fought, but like I said, that's the UFC's fault. But one thing I want to give Usman because he laid out that title fights and 10 fights for Dustin. Colby has 4 title fights and 7 fight span from the RDA fight to the Leon fight. And if you look at who he fought in those 7 fights that weren't title fights, I mean, give me a break. It's so clearly Colby that his case is worse.
Jesus, I did not even think about that. That's Usman. What is it? Usman, Leon? What do you mean? What's the fourth one?
He went
RDA,
Usman. So he
Did you say?
went
RDA,
Usman, Woodley,
Oh, RDA.
Usman.
RDA interim
RDA.
title. Usman, Leon.
Oh, interim title. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
count. You
no,
want to count
okay.
that too? RDA back at 220, 226.
Yeah, no, 100%. I forgot about that and kind of forgot about the Usman's fights too.
Oh,
Just
because Woodley was champion then. Oh my God.
that's yeah, Kobe for sure. That ends it. Meeting adjourned. Bang the gavel. Let's get on to let's get on
Let
to
me cook.
Max
Wow.
Let me
Holloway.
cook, everybody. I bring the facts. Let me cook.
Let him
No,
cook
no,
now.
he's cooked. He's cooked. We already ate it. It's all done.
Be like Alex Pereira.
Max, Max Holloway, dude, I was real happy with this one. From the second this fight was announced, people were talking about Max being slept. And one thing I will say, legendary Chin. The KO was never gonna come for Gaethje. I don't give a damn how hard he hits. The proof, and as Mayweather would say, the proof is in the pudding. Um, Lines that I have here: Max inside the distance plus 315. Kind of weird, because although I had Max winning, I definitely thought it would be a decision, and I know we were a second away. But for plus 315, Max inside the distance, I think that's interesting. KO plus 500, round five KO, or round five plus 1,800, and round five KO plus 2,500. So yeah, like just comparing those lines to the Moicano KO and Moicano KO 2 being 1,800 and plus 4,000. Shit, man, those lines juicy, but not juicy enough, or great odds, but they could have been better, I would assume, because I was thinking it was going to be Max by decision the whole time. Off to the fourth or fifth leg, I got Max on the parlay, and going into that fifth round, I'm thinking it's a guaranteed win. He's not going to get cracked there. Never was I going to expect the finger point down and overhand right to completely flatline Justin Gaethje. So I would assume Justin Gaethje got his nose broken from the kick in the first round. Uh, Gets his nose broken, probably fixed with that overhand right that puts him to sleep, and then gets his nose broken a third time when he just face plants on the fucking floor. uh, as much as I love Max here and was betting on him and wanted him to win, he should have had a point taken in that second round for the two eye pokes. That shit was ridiculous. Broken nose, finger in both eyes, and that second one, that thumb was fucking in his eyeball. The dude scratched his brain. That was that was a shitty ass fucking eye poke, and he should have had a point taken away. But hey, man, get away with them when you can. The refs aren't gonna take a point. That fucking sucks. But this one had me screaming, running up and down the damn fucking place. Like, after that, I said I am all for hyping up women's fights. Most of the time, you won't hear me talking shit about a women's fight when everybody else is shitting on it. I needed to take a nap after this fucking fight. I can't imagine how people were in the arena after the adrenaline dump of seeing that shit live. Uh, Crazy, 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 crazy. Max, he gets whatever he wants. I don't care if he wants to fight Leon Edwards at 170. Give the dude a shot, or let him fight Shavkat or something. Whoever's on the pound for pound rankings is for the taking for Max Holloway. I don't know who put their hands up first, but we'll just go down the line. D average Connor.
Wow. This is what we call beautiful violence. It really is. I mean, you can make the argument right now that this might be the best knockout in UFC history. To some, it may be. But the way that Max looked way better at lightweight versus at 155 UFC 236 against Dustin Poirier back in April, it looked way better. And he even himself, like, I feel good about it. And just the way his spinning back kick was just on from the second of the broken nose, he just kept firing that. I'm like, wow, damn, he has something in his new arsenal because he didn't have that way back then. He just had striking, maybe a little bit here and there, leg kicks, I guess here and there, but still. But he developed that spinning back kick. I think after the Volk 2, if not during Volk 2. But I'm gonna be honest, Ilya's in for a surprise when, if and when they fight. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna have fun with it.
Average.
So when the fight first got announced, I was like, "Does Max Holloway have a death wish? Does this man have a death wish?" But the more I thought about it, I was like, "Hang on a second. This guy, the first time he fought at 55, he had 6 weeks. He was more fat than anything." And I kept thinking to myself, this guy has more of a chance than I think. then I did a little bit more research. I realized that how open for body shots Justin Gaethje was. I mean, you saw it. Max peppered the body a lot. I think at one stage the body shots were like 30-2 or something. Um, he couldn't really land an uppercut on him because of how much taller he is, and Max played that fight perfectly. A buddy of mine actually picked Max Holloway because of what I said, and he shouted me out today, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, that fight was amazing. That finish, oh my gosh! I had to apologize to my family for screaming so damn loud. um, I did not see the finish coming. Like, give Max whatever you want. If Connor wins, even give him that fight. Give him Connor. Why the fuck not? Because Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway too for the BMF fight, that would be fucking amazing. Like, who the hell besides a champ has ever earned a fight in two divisions? Earned a title fight in two divisions? Who? It's amazing.
Connor and pass it to Ozzy.
Yeah, I agree with what everyone's saying. I think the story, the build up to this fight, whatever Max sort of being out of his depths with this type of opponent, the punching power that Justin had, all the strikes that Max has absorbed, the wars he's been in, the recipe for disaster that this could have been for Max. And then he goes out there, and in my opinion, you could argue like this is his best performance. Like he fought the best he's ever fought, especially against uh, this caliber of a fighter, pretty much sweeping all the rounds. Maybe you give the fourth round to Justin because he landed a. I think he like rocked Max for a little bit, but I don't know. I think I had Max up 4-0. He he literally performed so fucking well. Put on a legendary performance, a legendary fight, and then he dwarfed that Ricardo Lamas meet me in the middle and bang moment. He just, oh my god, the way he just slept. He literally slept Justin. 1 second to spare. Oh my god, that those are fights that legends are made, and Max is one of the all time best.
Yeah, so real quick, two judges only gave Gaethje the fourth round. One judge
Someone
gave
scored a 2-2. Yeah.
yeah, one good judge gave Gaethje the second and fourth round. Maybe I was a little blinded by the lights or something, but I thought it was a 4-0 going into that fifth, and that fifth was easily going to Max before the finish came. Aussie.
Yeah, man. You guys have kind of already said it all. What an amazing fight. And ending to the fight, I had the biggest bet of the year I had on Gagey, actually. I got it down a little while ago. I got it a bad line, too. I paid minus 200. You could have got a much better line come fight time. But, man, what an absolute performance by Holloway. I've never been so excited while losing money. You know what I mean? Like, everyone in my house. I don't know if you guys have seen Luke Thomas's reaction. That was everyone in my house, man. We were all jumping up and down. We had some first timers and never seen the UFC before. Everyone jumped up and was screaming. It was just absolutely insane. Like you cannot deny this bloke. He is absolute savage. He doesn't look like one, but he's what every other UFC fighter wishes they were. He's just, I don't know what to say, what more you can say about this guy. He's just unbelievable. Give him the title shot next. Give him whatever he wants. And that $600,000 bonus is just a percentage of whatever bonus they're going to throw at this kid for that. He's just the best, man. He's just unreal.
Oh, I
And
said earlier today, fuck the 600,000. Give him an extra 400,000 just for the fuck of it, and make it $1 million bonus because he deserves it. Real quick, two things that I wanted to say. Um, Luke Thomas, he's like what 6'5" and 270 pounds. Gotta love.
He's a big
Gotta
dude.
love that he turns into a little sissy girl for knockouts, huh? The hands up, the screaming, the jumping, the oh my god! Oh my god! I gotta love to see that big boy get real excited for fucking fights. Second, last thing I thought of, like right before this fight was going on, like right before the fight started, was Max doesn't have anybody else that comes out of that damn gym, and that's kind of a good fucking thing. Like that gym only focuses on Max Holloway. They only focus on the game plans for Max Holloway. Um, he probably beats up on a lot of fucking other people that go there, but they kind of dissected this fucking the game plan of Gaethje and the style of him perfectly, man, and Max to fucking execute every single thing, every step of the way. Um, just a testament to that fucking small ass camp that has created a fighter that we saw at 20 years old enter the UFC, capture the belt multiple times, defend it, capture a BMF belt, and has done it very spectacular the whole way. I think we had Connor D. Vinny.
Yeah, Luke is really like me for real, because I was emoting and yelling all over my basement after that knockout. That shit was so crazy. Um, but yeah, the scalps that fucking Max has after Justin, the resume he has, the performances, the accolades, like Usman said, just so crazy. I just think it's so, like, I know Max has pointed, he might have done it other fights as well, but obviously the Ricardo Lamas fight, and I think in the second Dustin Poirier fight, Dustin or either him or Dustin pointed and they
They
kind of
did
swung.
they did that at the start of the round, not at the end.
Yeah. I think at the end they did it for like a little bit too, but I know at the start of the round they did that and that was pretty badass. But Max, and I'm not even saying he's like looking for the knockout the last 5 seconds, but he, like, it's so easy to coax Justin into doing that, knowing that Justin's only chance of winning was a late round knockout, and it's just so badass that he invited that. Justin, this berserker of a fighter, giving him one last chance to knock Max Holloway out. He gave him the opportunity, and then he does it. It's just so. That is like, oh my god, that shit is just so crazy. Max is the best.
D. Vinny average.
So I'm just checking the stats here. Justin Gagey, I think, has made over his time in the UFC when he started in 2017. He's made, including last night, 600K in a span of basically 2017 minus 7 years. I think, yeah, 7 years. Max Holloway did that in one night. 600K versus Justin's 7 year span. That is crazy. It
In
goes to
bonuses, I'm assuming, right?
yeah, yeah, right. In bonuses, still, that's insane. But just almost like when you think about the money, like this is everybody's cash cow. Okay, like there's had there's no Conor McGregor stuff, obviously, but we have like a Justin Gagey, a Max Holloway. Uh, do we consider John Jones a cash cow kind of guy? I don't know. It's a hard count. Um, but man, these guys are just getting their money's worth. You're getting your money's worth. Everybody watching the fight is just like, damn, we paid good money and we are watching this for the BMF. Just point taken right there. That's it.
Average. Oh wait, no, Vinny, and then average. My bad. Vinny had his hands up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, that heel kick that he did on the was it a first round? Can't remember if it was first round or second. Yeah, first round, right at the end of the first round. That should have knocked the shit out of Gagey, and from there on, man, you could just see he was cruising. I mean, Max Holloway. I always loved him. Like ever since I saw him fought, and he never went down on the last fight that I can't remember who he fought, but that fight drove me. He just captivated my attention towards him, and I was like, man, that motherfucker's badass. Whoever's going to face him, he's in trouble. And I know Justin Gaethje is one badass motherfucker as well for standing toe to toe with him in the front, not backing down and everything. But and then he also could have stepped away with those eye pokes that he had. I thought those eye pokes were pretty um significant, but I mean at the same time I was like, man, don't step out, don't clock out on me. And sure enough, man, he kept going. So I got to give it to Justin Gaethje as well. But Max Holloway is one badass dude, man.
finally I get to say this because y'all been putting your hands up at the same time, but D's been winning the race. Average D.
Sorry, no, no, no. Go ahead.
So
Sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead. Average.
I was gonna say, I was just gonna piggyback off what Vinny said. And props to Justin Gaethje, man. He didn't have to take this fight. He could have just sat around and waited for to see what Islam was gonna do. And he gave this fight for one reason only. That's the fans, man. And he had a busted nose and he kept throwing bombs. That knockdown, it didn't count. But if that's not a knockdown, I don't know what the fuck is. And he went down on his shield face first, man. Justin Gaethje's a warrior, and you could literally put just about every single one of his fights in the Hall of Fame. That one sure as hell is going in there. I know that for sure.
So when it came to these last three fights, man, there was some big drama here. Before I get into any lines, I'm not saying it's right. I know a lot of people are hella pissed about that submission, Weili Zhang submission line. Um, First and foremost, all I'll say is that she got up on her own. Yes, Jan was 100% asleep in that first round, but she got up on her own and fucking Herzog barely touched her, and she fucking zombie walked her ass back to the corner. So technically, fucking the bitch didn't go out, but she was 100% asleep. I love Yan Xiaonan. Actually, I was going to put a little bit on her. I'm gonna check right here. Yeah, I did not get to bet it after all, but I wanted to bet Yan Xiaonan and the knockout. Uh, and it felt pretty damn close when she got a couple of those knockdowns. Gave Weili Zhang everything that she could, but that takedown defense is just it's not good. It's not good at all, especially when you're going up against a Chinese machine who is going to take your best punch and not deviate from the game plan. On the other side, when it came to that fourth round, it looked like the tides were turning. Jan once again gets a knockdown and follows her to the ground and tries to take her back, where she just gets shucked off and then ends up on the bottom for the remainder of the round, basically locking up the decision. That sucked ass. That sucked ass a lot as a Yan fan. Only thing I have listed down here is Zhang by decision plus 215. Go back over here to the split strat. We had over 4.5 plus 120. So there was some juice there. If you I know I constantly use juice wrong. To me, juice means plus money. I'm sorry, but plus 120 over 4.5 goes the distance plus 130. Weili Zhang is a fucking Terminator who is 34 years old now. So Tatiana Suarez is about to be on that ass and probably sub her and finish her when it comes to that grappling. Like she's shown great grappling, and I think that'll be her downfall when it comes to the Tatiana Suarez fight. I don't know who put their hands up, so we're going or who went up first. So we'll go down the line. Aussie D Connor.
Yeah, man, like you said, that submission one, that was bad. I had it at 7-1, 8-1, and I had a same game multi for her to get a takedown and win by sub at 10-50 to 1. It was just terrible. I couldn't believe it. I thought I won it twice. I thought she got in the first, and I thought she got in the second, and she had a back in the fourth and fifth. Like, it was just, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I feel like I should have got paid on that. I thought technical submission was the right call. Um, but yeah, what can you do? It really sucked. Wei Lee got dropped a couple times in that fight. Yarn KO at plus 1400 was probably decent value. I mean, if they fight again, that's probably the value side. I don't think we're going to see Wei Lee sub at this price ever again. Um, this was the last time of getting that at decent odds, and now it's going, and we're not going to get the cash on it. But yeah, great comeback fight from both girls. Both girls had their moments, and yeah, Wei Lee just a bit better overall.
D.
Yeah, I noted. So after the quote unquote sub, um, there was a lot of discussion about the smelling salts. I'll just wait on Usman's decision, or like everyone wants to pop on the question about that as well. Not sure if it is legal, if it's USADA approved by Greg Hardy.
It wasn't smelling salts. It was like a ice thing or something they put up the nose to stop the bleeding, I
Yeah,
Okay.
believe.
yeah.
I think they clarified
From
that
what I saw
after
was
that
that it
first
was
round.
ice.
Okay. So it was like almost interpreted differently by the broadcast team then. So it just was ice to wake her up then. Okay. So referee Jason Herzog should have stopped the fight. In my eyes, it should have been stopped
Twice.
twice. Thank you.
Connor.
Yeah. I actually was just scrolling on my timeline right now, and I saw a slow mo video of the choke in the first round, and Jan is so clearly out. She doesn't come back like from being knocked out, so to speak, until Whaley like pushes her off to get up to go to the stool. But yeah, the fight I thought was really good. I thought it was pretty good fight back and forth. I thought Jan Shannon really brought it to Whaley, especially on the stand up. She definitely had the edge there, being the bigger, longer fighter. But she just couldn't really keep up with the grappling. And Whaley looked pretty good as well. I think Whaley is probably the best women's fighter in the world. But I agree that Tatiana's closing in on her, and as Whaley gets older, that Tatiana's probably gonna be able to take her down relatively easily. But yeah, Whaley looked good, and I thought it was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, one thing that we were fighting about there in the at the place where we were watching it, fucking Weili Zhang held on to that choke for a couple more seconds, didn't she? It kind of looked like fucking Herzog was pulling the choke off of her for a minute, and I think maybe he did take that into account and be like, "Man, you held it, so I'm gonna let her ride out and see how this goes." When it comes to the second round, she did get beat on pretty badly, and I would have been fine with the stoppage there. But hey, big drama show. We got to see a little bit more. Wei Li Zhang. Actually, I said that Max was the fourth leg of the parlay. It was Wei Li Zhang, and we're going into the main event. And I think I am cashing another parlay to make it a great night. It was looking like it was going to be a 10 to 11 unit night, and it wasn't. Anybody else got anything on this one?
Yeah, I had a decent sized bet on Pereira. I didn't see what everyone else was seeing with Hill, man. Like this guy Pereira, he's the best kickboxer we've seen in the UFC, and he's going against you can say Jamal Hill is more of a boxer than a kickboxer, and everyone's saying his distance management and blah blah blah. He's got some late finishes, but I think he looked really sloppy in those late finishes, man. Against Thiago Santos, man, he looked really sloppy. He's long, dropping his hands a lot as the fight goes on late. And Glover, he couldn't get Glover out of there in 5 rounds. So, and you've seen Glover a lot land that left hook on Hill. And as much as Glover is Pereira's jiu-jitsu coach, make no doubt about it, Pereira is Glover's kickboxing coach. So he obviously recognized that even before the Glover fight, told Glover, this is your move, this is how you're going to get it done. And he did it himself when he was in there with him. It didn't take him long, got him out of there early, did what he was meant to do. The after the knockout, his little mini celebration, like, kind of flopped his hands down, like, this is the best you can give me. This is the guy. And this is what you get when you step in the ring with me. Whatever he was trying to say with that, it was amazing. But Pereira, let's see if he can do it, man. Let's see if he can get that heavyweight title shot. If he can be that third champion in 3 different weight classes in the limited amount of time he's had in the UFC, I mean, that's something that no one's ever probably going to be able to do again. So yeah, I just hope they make that fight. Let's see what happens. If he goes up, beats Aspinall, becomes the interim title, whatever you want to call it, they'll probably make that for the heavyweight title. Strip John and just tell him he's getting next. But Pereira as the heavyweight champion versus John Jones is the biggest fight they can make in the UFC, in my opinion, and I hope we get there.
So I always tell y'all when I get a pick wrong, I'm like that puppy that just pissed on your carpet, grabbed me by the face and rubbed my face in it. When it came to last night, I was the only idiot in the room that was on Hill, and y'all knew I was running my mouth. Like I love Pereira. I said it multiple times. He's badass. I just honestly thought Hill was special. I thought he had that John Jones gene, and he was just gonna be the better fighter in there when it came to throw down, and he was gonna get it done. And dude, my friends are assholes. They give it to me, and they talk so much shit. So I'm ready to eat a hell of a lot of crow when it comes to Tuesday night. Um, Went in the parlay, having Hill close it out, and I said I'm a bad gambler in the sense of like I said, you know what? I'm up 4 units tonight and I got a parlay. That's a lock. It's a lock. It's Hill. It's a lock. Let's put the whole 4 units on on Hill, and let's just make hella dough. Come on, let's make out like a bandit. And thankfully, I did not do that. I only ended up putting two, I think. I'd have to double back. Now I'm driving, so I'm not gonna be looking around. But yeah, man. Not much to say about it. No excuses to be made. Um, Beretta's just got that fucking death touch, man. And shout out to Joe. I know his bitch ass is listening and isn't gonna pick up a mic. He'll save it for Tuesday. But 100% fucking Beretta did that little jump skip shit that he does right as he leans into that fucking left hook, and my boy was out. Uh, Hill got knocked out about 3 times, man. Woke up when his head hit the canvas, went back to sleep on like the third hammer fist, woke back up on the sixth hammer fist. For fucking Pereira to go ahead and pull out a little Fortnite emoji, kind of just rubbing the damn salt in the wound. Um, I'm so happy for Pereira, to be honest. Like, this this is the kind of guy that we can talk about the accolades, how quick he's doing it. I know Connor's got his hands up because he's about to defend Tom. I don't give a fuck, man. We like Connor. Let's be real. We want Pereira to win because this is just the storytelling that we need in fucking in fights. Like this is some WWE shit. The dude comes in, he's got all this shit stacked up, and if he gets to beat Tom, we get to see him versus John Jones. Somebody, the GOAT versus somebody. Like if he were to beat John Jones, he'd be a triple champ. Like sorry, John, as much as you fucking accomplished. Beretta in fucking 3 years is challenging your goatdom. Um, damn, man. Like, Beretta fucking hits hard. He's a stone face for a reason. Hey, and I'll also say, I was so heavy on fucking Hill. I really ran my mouth. I thought Hill was going to be the one. But damn, I hated that whole I'm catching your arrow and I'm snapping it on my knee shit. Like, bro, that was corny as fuck. It does not look cool. And as a Hill backer, I was like, wow, this, I don't like seeing this. I don't like seeing it, not one bit. Connor, I think you, oh, well, real quick, let me run through these lines. Alex Valletta inside the distance, minus 115. Knockout, plus 100. Round one. Round one finish plus 350 and round one KO plus 365. Haven't done a little thing like this since earlier in the card, but inside the distance minus 115, KO 100, 350, 365. Like the lines were telling you where they were, what they were looking at, and what it was going to be. On Tuesday, when we were breaking it down, I said, geez, put all your money on over 1.5. I think both of these guys hit really hard. They're going to slow it down. And even if it's sweaty, like the Yuri fight, we're gonna get that over 1.5. And fucking Pereira has the power to put you down in one. So fuck me. Uh, Connor D average.
Yeah, I didn't post my picks or anything in the group chat or anything, but I think a few days ago or maybe like last week or something, I mentioned I'm leaning more towards Jamal Hill because I probably should just went with my gut, but I was thinking I don't know if Izzy could knock out Pereira. I just thought Jamal could probably uh, has a chance to do it as well. I was kind of doubting Pereira's durability, but I mean, literally, I was probably about fit. I think it was like 50-50 on my picks tonight. Probably the worst fight I picked was the main event in terms of like how wrong I was. He made him look like an amateur. He shouldn't have even been in. I know this sounds harsh, but it didn't even look like he should have been in the same cage as Pereira. I agree. The whole antics sort of hype, and maybe Hill needs to hype himself up, or at least needed to for this fight going against Pereira. But like the breaking the bow, like Usman said, the bringing the I don't know what it was, the Stonehenge fucking thing at the weigh-ins and the press conference. All of it was kind of cringe, but I mean, Pereira is just one of those dudes. He's just so good. I don't think he's challenging anybody for the GOAT status. I think that's kind of far fetched because John has been so great for so long and has all these title defenses. But yeah, I mean, if they make that fight at heavyweight versus Tom, I don't think that he beats Tom, but I'd be down to see it. But I don't know why John would. Well, that's like a. Yeah, I would like to see the fight. I'll just leave it at that. Shout out to AP. He's the fucking man.
D.
Yeah, I think just the resume of Alex Pereira in the terms of how short of a time he's been here. Damn. I mean, he came here, I think, at 268 and has just crushed everybody. Yeah, one or two losses or a couple losses or so against Adesanya, but still, like, one loss doesn't really define you. But capturing two titles in that amount of time is crazy. The reason why, an interesting post that I saw earlier on Twitter is saying, look at this. He defeated Yuri. He defeated Jamal. He's coming up to heavyweight. Go after John Jones. UFC has an Avenger. Why not? They all just throwing that out there. Everybody Glover lost to, essentially. Why not we have John Jones versus Alex? Fun fight. Sure. Everyone's a little skeptical against the GOAT versus really a good star right now. It's a revenge tour. Let's do it. I like it.
Average.
How come we're not talking about the most coldest part of that fight? The dude gets kicked fair in the nuts. You can hear the effect of it. Herb Dean goes to call timeout, and Alex Pereira says, "Hold up, wait a minute,"
I
and
really don't mean
knocks
to cut
the
anybody
dude.
off, but I can't hear Average saying anything. Obviously, D is dropping laughing faces, so he is saying something. Connor, take it as soon as Average is done.
And then he knocks that dude out. The eyes roll back in dude's head. The craziest thing to me is Alex didn't even hit him clean. The power in that guy's left hand is insane. Like he hit him with like half his fist. I don't know what you do with Alex next. I saw that Malgamed doesn't want to turn around for 301, so screw him for that. Like, just generally screw him for that. I mean, there's certain fighters just want things on their own terms when they're challengers for some reason. I don't know why. It's like you don't have the belt, so you shouldn't call the shots. Um, give Alex whatever he wants to. Why the hell not? I'm an Alex. I've been a big Alex fan for a while now, and this rise has been amazing, man.
Yeah, I think that part where he got hit in the nuts and then told Herb Dean to like, yo, chill, let me cook, and then fucking knocks him out like 5 seconds later. If Max didn't do what he did at the end of that fight, everybody would be talking about that ending sequence for AP and Jamal Hill. Like that shit was so cold, so cool. Knocked him out, like Usman said, knocked him out like 3 more times with the hammer fist. It sort of reminded me of like when Usman knocked out Jorge Masvidal, him with that right hand, and then just kept fucking TKOing him until the ref pulled him off. Um, yeah, AP's the man. But I was gonna, my hand was up. I just want to ask because people are bringing up Tom Aspinall and John Jones and whatnot being Tom and AP being potential opponents for John. I just wanted to ask anybody that has an opinion, who out of AP and Tom, which is the harder fight for John Jones?
So I'll go in here first and just say, to me, there's just way too many unknowns with Tom Aspinall. Like, we've never seen him get out of the second round. I think on the regionals he did get out to the, or he got into the second round and lost. The only other time we've seen him is the Andrei Arlovsky fight. Uh, as many question marks as there is for AP, I think there's more for Aspinall. Like, the dude's a fucking huge guy as well. We don't know um, how he can sustain a grappling fucking game plan. Um, you would think that I was saying earlier in the chat that AP, I'm rating his grappling defense pretty well, in the sense of, like, you're 100% going to get him down, but he does all the right things to nullify submission threat and ground and pound threat. He ties up the arms. He just sticks to surviving. He waits to find his moment to get up. Like, he's not doing anything ridiculous to fucking give you a shot or himself a shot. He's just waiting on his time, and I think that that's interesting. But I mean, John, you would assume that John can get AP down and instantly find that submission. Um, I don't know. I don't know much about Aspinall. Um, Whether he comes out and strikes heavy in the first round or grapples heavy in the first round, we don't know if he can sustain that thing, that kind of fighting style. And last thing I'll say about AP, I swear I think he has superpowers, but he holds them back a little bit, because throughout the week it looked like Hill was the bigger fighter to me. Like, in all, maybe it was bad camera angles. I thought Hill looked like the bigger fighter pretty damn clearly. And in the fucking cage, Barrera made Hill look small. Hill is not a small guy. Fucking AP looked ginormous in that damn cage. And I think he's like one of those superheroes that can just grow their size. He could be a 10-foot guy, but he just gives himself those couple of inches and width, just to, like, not let everybody know this fucker has superpowers. Cause I was tripping out how fucking small he made Hill look like.
Just to answer your question,
Connor?
it's Tom.
Yeah, I agree. I like how Usman phrased it. Not or having more questions for Tom, but I think a question that has been answered, or and John can certainly answer, is for AP being a better grappler. We've seen, I think Izzy has taken, um, if I'm not mistaken, I think he took him down in the first fight, and then we saw Jan um, take his back for the entire first round, I believe, when they fought. I think he is a pretty decent defensive grappler, but John Jones is on another level. If he's still, you know, good when they fight, I think he would probably beat him. And I know I'm a bit of a Tom supporter. I like Tom Aspinall. I think he's a better athlete. I think he's got good stand up. I think he's just good everywhere. I know he hasn't like shown his full arsenal because he just gets these dudes out of there so quickly, but he's shown submission skills. He's shown being able to take guys down and whatnot. But I think he's just overall more well-rounded fighter. But that's just what I think. Oh, and to touch on the size discrepancy, I know people brought up that video where Jamal brought that like sweatshirt to AP to sign for, and people were like, "Oh my god, like who's bigger and whatnot." I thought AP looked, bigger, I guess, but Jamal didn't look small next to him. But Usman is definitely right. He looked like a dwarf next to AP. He was so much smaller, like shorter, but also just like muscle density. Like he just looked like a completely different weight class. That shit was insane. And then that power just translates anywhere the
He's a
AP
natural
fights.
205 official.
Yeah, like, Hill isn't a small guy. His
No.
arms and legs looked
twig like compared to
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you how big of a Hill fan I was, and I'm watching this and I'm thinking, fucking shit, man. Like I know they said AP was gonna walk in at 238 pounds, but Jesus Christ, Hill looked small as fuck in that damn fight.
How much did Hill weigh on fight night? Does anybody know?
I think they
I
said
only
it was
know
like
Alex.
230 or something.
230. So just
234.
fuck, man. But wow, 8 pound difference. But like as it says it himself, wow, damn.
Well, guys, that covers the fucking card. We went 2 hours. Went over those first two fights all by myself. Shout out Sad for coming in and taking a mic. I know he ain't here anymore, but I appreciate all y'all that come by on the Sunday shows for talking shit on our bets and the event and whatnot. We don't have anything in this coming week, so fuck the UFC. The UFC sucks. I have to spend time with my family. Piece of
It's
shits.
no cards for 2 weeks,
But
though.
yeah, man. I mean, we did 2 hours on this card. I'm calling it a night, guys. Anybody want to say something to end the show?
No, I'm just gonna go rewatch that card about 5 times.
I'm gonna take that as a no. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all for coming out.
Take it easy, fellas.
Have a
What
good
do you
one.
say? Do another one Wednesday.
If I'm free, actually Wednesdays are baseball games. I'm a baseball coach for my son. So maybe if it's real late, I'm down to just talk shit on future events or something. I'll hit you up, Aussie.
No worries, brother. You take it easy.
Uh,
Good on you, fellas.
have a good
See you
one,
next
Russ.
time.
Later's, homies.